Hello, everyone. Good afternoon from sunny, glorious London. I'm about to step out, so I just wanted to give you guys a quick roundup on this nonsense I just read. I hope you're all doing okay. I hope you're all getting ready for the weekend, and I hope you've had a good week. It's been interesting to say the least. I followed up on my live with YouTube because at this point I'm not particularly sure what's going on. But I'll keep you guys updated. It's a real shame because I had all these live plans. I guess the plans just keep on piling up while I get my live issues sorted. Let's talk about it. So let me give you a quick roundup on the shenanigans of your future king. So for those of you who may have missed it yesterday, and I am not a soccer or football fan, so I don't watch this stuff. Prince William is an Aston Villa supporter apparently, and he's very enthusiastic, and he apparently tends to watch these games, and he's using the fact that he's a patron of football, please correct me if I'm wrong, to take advantage of the whole experience. And the Rota, since they realize that he's lazy and doesn't do anything of value, have decided to try and make him the man of the people, which is why you see him being unnecessarily emotive and dramatic in this video. But not to be shady towards him unfairly, people that watch football or any form of sports tend to be quite emotional. So, yeah. Anyway, normally I would ignore him because I care not for him or his wife, unless I'm wondering, like most people are wondering, which is what exactly are they doing to earn the 50 million pounds a year that we taxpayers are shouldering on their head. So it's very while I was ignoring him, I missed a lot of the excitement over his punditry. I was gonna play. Okay, yeah, let me play this for you very quickly. Apparently, he was giving very good points. I don't know. Let me just play this quickly because don't worry, I have a point.
A lot of pressure, they press very high, and so I think for Unai tonight and the team, it's about managing that press. Unai likes it when their teams come onto them, play quite high press, but obviously there's a limit, and that, can we get around the press, can we beat it? So I'm thinking long ball a bit, but I'm thinking also how they're going to get around the high press. So it's going to be a challenging night, and I'm looking forward to the tactics that Unai's going to have to employ.
Can I just say something? Do not go for a punditry job, please, because I could be out of the game. The way you just dissected that, I'm going to nick that for later on.
Just do that. The one thing I would say to you is, and I'm not trying to discourage you, I thought PSG against Liverpool, I know the irony is they actually lost the game, but I thought it was the best performance I've seen from them in a long time. I think the one thing about PSG this year, they look a proper team.
Sorry, I don't care about any of this. So anyway, apparently, and you guys feel free to let me know. Those of you that watch football or soccer in the chat, let me know if you agree. I thought it was an excessive amount of ass kissing, but if he really was that good, it's not unlikely. From what I've heard, he's a big football fan. I bring this up to say, anytime William shows any tiny bit of enthusiasm about something, because he has no charm, or people generally just are irritated by him and his wife and the lack of work they do, the British press decide to blow everything out of proportion, like this nonsense here. This nonsense. Russell Myers, for those of him who don't know, is one of the more sycophantic. They all are sycophantic, to be honest, the British press, but he's one of the more toadying one. He's the one that started that outrageously nonsense narrative about the so-called Kate cancer effect. I still cannot believe that was a thing that happened, but well, apparently what he was trying to tell us, because we're blind and we don't have brains of our own, is ever since Kate announced she had pre-cancer last year, it has somehow had an effect of people searching about cancer, which is stupid in hindsight, because like, how? People only search for cancer around the time she announced it, because that's what tends to happen when you announce something and it drives people's interest. But to imply that nobody was paying attention to cancer that could kill them until Kate announced it is one of the most stupid, and I say stupid, points that these pundits have made. Anyway, when that didn't catch, because people again are not stupid, he has now decided to start lying about this one. So apparently, according to Russell Myers, Sky Sports, BBC, and Amazon TV bosses are scrambling to sign Prince William as a football pundit. That is not true. because I haven't seen it anywhere. Now it could very well be that someone told him this, but after the whole Kate effect nonsense, I'm not even sure if that's true. What the British press, for those of you who have been watching the British press, what they tend to do is they keep on. I think what they do is they say things and they hope that if they say things long enough, people will start believing it. So at this point, until I actually see some sort of letter or commentary from BBC, Amazon. BBC is very likely actually because they are basically the British royal family mouthpiece. Amazon, I'm not too sure. The only thing with Amazon that I've seen is that disgraceful collaboration he did with Clarkson Farms, Jeremy Clarkson, the person who called for sexual abuse of his sister-in-law. So let's see what nonsense he's written here. So according to him, Prince William has set tongues wagging with his erudite analysis ahead of the Aston Villa's Champions League quarter-final first leg against PSG on Wednesday night. Oh goody. I won't play that video again, but Prince William has sparked a TV stampede. You see my point? What I said about the sycophantic reporting, they just make everything sound so fantastical. And I'm sorry to say, borderline ridiculous. What do you mean TV stampede? Well, let's go ahead. A TV stampede for his services as a football pundit after his viral star turn on Wednesday night, huh? And the heir to the throne is understood to be 100% up for doing it again. Oh, I see. Williams' impressive analysis ahead of his beloved Aston Villa Champions League game against the PSG drew millions of views online within hours of being posted by TNT Sports. Now there will be a scramble to get him back on the box with the BBC, Amazon Prime, and Sky Sports all desperate to have him appear alongside their pundits. TV insiders are understood to be highly impressed with the boyhood football fan Williams' knowledge, including PSG tactics and game plan in their previous victory over Liverpool, and top insight into Villa manager Unai Emery. I don't know who the hell these people are. Managerial star. As he was being interviewed by ex-Man United and England defender Rio Ferdinand and former Scotland striker Ali McCoist, stunned Fernandez stopped the chat briefly. We saw that and said, "Can I just say, do not go up for a punditry job, please, because I could be out of a job." Anyway, Villa's FA Cup semi-final against Crystal Palace is live on the BBC on April 26th, and Sky News are showing Villa's Premier League game against Newcastle on April 19th. Wednesday's 6-minute preview again ahead of the PSG game was viewed more than 1 million times within 24 hours on TNT's page on X. In it, Williams' revelation and insight into tactics used by Villa boss Unai Emery at the club's training ground were lapped up by fans. A royal source said, aka Russell Myers, Prince William absolutely loved the experience and will be 100% up for doing it again. He is a passionate fan and has really enjoyed following Aston Villa's success this season. He's definitely hoping some of their good fortune rubs off on the England team for their remaining World Cup qualifiers. William believes the beautiful game has the power to bring communities together and is really pleased his appearance has such a positive reaction. Fans on social media were equally impressed. One ex-user said, "William speaks extremely well here. I knew he supported Villa. I didn't realize how much until he loved the game until watching that top man." Prince William is a really good pundit. He is articulate, intelligent, and really knowledgeable about football, said another. Further user added, "Geez, never thought I'd heard Prince William talk so thoughtfully about football with knowledge of game and tactics. Very cool." The heir to the throne, who has supported Villa since he was in school, recently told in an interview how he got into football big time. He said, "A long time ago in school, I got into football big time." William, who first visited Villa Park in November 2013, once explained, "I was looking for a club to support. All my friends in school were either Man U or Chelsea fans. I didn't want to follow the run-of-the-mill teams. I'm glad that Chelsea and Man U fans are considered to be run-of-the-mill. I wanted to have a team that was more mid-table, that could give me more emotional roller coaster moments." William joked how Aston Villa's checkered form had historically left him with more downs than ups during his time supporting the team, saying, to be honest, now looking back, that was a bad idea. I could have had an easier time. Wills told how he fell in love with the camaraderie of Brummy fans as soon as he went to a game, adding, Aston Villa always had a great history. I've got friends who support Aston Villa, and one of the first FA Cup games I went to was Bolton versus Aston Villa. It was a semi-final. It was fantastic. I sat with the fans with my red beanie on. I was sat with all the Brummy fans and had a great time. It was a time. It was the atmosphere, the camaraderie, and I felt there was something to connect with. Oh my goodness, this article is long, considering it's all BS. And another industry source told how broadcasters at TNT were delighted with the segment played out between the Prince of Wales, who is also a patron of the Football Association, McCoist, and England and Ferdinand. The source said the producers at TNT were over the moon with the segment and the incredible reaction and would love to have him back. Kensington Palace said they would not be drawn on the Prince's future plans. What? They would not be drawn. I don't know what that means. So basically, this was just an unnecessarily long and tedious article of nonsensory and BS. Am I saying that it's impossible that the TNT team would have him back? Of course not. He's a prince. For all our shading of Prince William and his laziness and the fact that most people really couldn't care about him, to be honest, this is still football, and football does attract a lot of fans. So I'm not even going to pretend. And honestly, I don't even see the harm. If this is something he's genuinely interested in and wants to do, great. What I don't like, as I always say, guys, is just the way the press reports things. The exaggeration at the beginning that there was a stampede of interest. It's so childish. It's like, okay, just say, if this is true, it's okay to say that TV insiders are interested in having Prince William on as much as possible to give his own thoughts on the game. It's good for ratings, it's a feel good moment. Both of them benefit from it. I don't see the problem. But why report it the way they report it? Prince William has sparked a TV stampede for his services, please. It's so silly. And let me just call out now that if it was Prince Harry or Meghan, oh my effing god, you all know what would happen. The media will be running around grabbing their tits, acting like Meghan has declared this to be a republic. They'll be acting like Prince William has declared war on England if they ever joined anything that looked like punditry, whether it was an NBA game or a Beyonce concert. They were dragging Harry and Meghan for going to Beyonce's concert. Was it 2 years ago or last year? Right? But William goes to Taylor Swift and acts a fool. They're like, oh my god, he's so earth and down to earth and everything. And the funny thing is, it's so tired now. It's so tired. It's so boring. And I wish this amount of enthusiasm they were giving on pointless shit like this, they used it to actually tell us what exactly William does, because that has what this has always been about for me. I really couldn't care less about this man or his wife, but I just don't see how we justify paying people £50 million a year or more, and we don't know what they do. But private citizens, Harry and Meghan, that are just trying to get by and live their life blow by blow every day, we are getting lies, speculation, and misinformation about this couple. It's just the hypocrisy is very expected, but still very irritating. So just wanted to call out that was very tedious, and I hope I never have to do that again. I don't agree that. And one other thing to also call out about the hypocrisy of the British press. So I don't know. I don't necessarily know if Prince George was embarrassed. I can see that happening. It's a 2-second clip, so I'm not really seeing the embarrassment. But it's very interesting how William is using his son for media, using his son and people's interest in his children for goodwill, and to try and get good score points with the press, a la his dad. But Meghan takes a picture, we can't see her children's face, and the idiots on the rota are saying Meghan is using her kids to sell her goods. Really? Anyway, I just wanted to call out that hypocrisy. And there's something I also want to talk about very quickly. I think I still have it here. Yeah, this one. Yeah. So this one, I wanted to just quickly touch upon the Harry's visit to Ukraine. Some videos have come out now. For those of you who may have heard my note from yesterday, I think the Invictus Games continues to be one of the better, if not the best things the modern royals have done. And what I love about it is organically growing on its own because the cause is just. You don't have Harry doesn't have to hire celebrities. He doesn't have to do anything like that. It's literally just something people naturally support, which is the rehabilitation of injured servicemen. It doesn't matter whether you're white, black, pink, orange, left wing or right wing. This is the one thing that I think we can all agree with. Our servicemen and women who put their lives in danger, whether they're in the front lines or they're working in tech or they're catering in the kitchen. These people are risking their lives for many of us to have peace, and many of them are losing their lives. And anything that helps them take care of themselves, anything that helps them regain their dignity and help them manage the PTSD they would have suffered as part of any country's military, to me is always a blessing. I always have time for servicemen and women. So yeah, I'm going to ignore the negativity around Harry visiting Ukraine. There really shouldn't be any, but there was because the British royal press are upset that they didn't know he was going there because they're children. But yeah, some videos have come out. I wanted to share it with you guys.
Welcome to Ukraine. Welcome to Ukraine.
It's my first visit to Ukraine. It certainly won't be the last. And it was an absolute honour and a privilege to be able to travel here with the Invictus delegation and to come here to the Superhuman Centre and see what an absolutely mind-blowing care and rehabilitation that is provided here under this purpose-built roof. It's astonishing. And to see the surgeons inside, right inside the eardrum, trying to help as many people as possible. And I've seen a lot of different centres, but they're having a purpose-built centre where everything is under one roof and where individuals are going through surgery and then in the same building they're being fitted with prosthetics and then they are sent home, even though most of them don't want to go home, they want to stay here, and I understand why.
I've been to many rehabilitation centres, but there is no rehabilitation centre in the world that feels like this.
I want to remind Ukraine that the world stands with them, and Invictus will be a partner with Ukraine and with this Ukrainian Invictus team for as long as needed. And we love the partnership.
I think that's wonderful. I think that's lovely. And yeah, like I said, for those of us who really care about the service people, if there's any way you can help out, many of them tend to need a lot of mental health services. Many of them need a lot of support. Even if you can't physically be there, if you can give money to help companies that look out for them, if you can yourself make yourself available to support people that are going through severe, all forms of PTSD coming from war, who need support with jobs, with healthcare, any way you can help is always welcome. And I really do admire Prince Harry for this thing he has built, and I hope it continues to grow and do good in the world. So good on you, Harry. Right, let me round up this nonsense with the Lorraine. God, like I said, guys, unfortunately they've started cleverly monetizing a lot of videos, so it's hard to react directly to the videos. Thank God for the squaddies, Josephine, and anybody else whose video I'm using here. Like I said, as much as possible, I try and link so that you guys can get the followers you need. If I miss anybody, please do not hesitate to reach out to me and I'll ensure you are linked. Josephine especially she's always good at getting all these clips and posting them up. So I appreciate her because a lot of these people are monetizing their stuff now. So it's hard to post them and get any value from it. So basically it's just, you know how I said that they were kind of over talking, they were kind of blowing everything William was doing out of proportion with this football punditry thing. Let's listen.
Front pages this morning after a surprise. Harry is making the front pages this morning after a surprise visit to to Ukraine. Lucy is here. This was very unexpected. There were no whispers of this at all. A bit of a shock to the outside world, but it seems to have been a very positive.
Yeah, and it was deliberately kept secret. So, and I'll tell you why in a moment. So, Prince Harry visited the Western city Lviv in Ukraine. He went to the Superhuman Centre, which I love the name of it. It's a rehabilitation centre for soldiers. He brought with him some people from the Invictus Games and also 4 veterans who'd also been through similar rehabilitation, and it went down really well. But as you said, nobody knew anything about it, and this is because Lviv had been targeted numerous times by Russian missiles. So it was quite a brave move for him to actually go there. So they had to keep it a complete secret, him going there, and only announced it after he'd actually left the country. But yeah, it seems to have been some positive PR for him, which he kind of needs at the moment.
No, very, very interesting. Yeah, a big thing to do. Absolutely, and shedding light on very important issues. It seems to be sort of almost a tale of two brothers here, doesn't it? Because there's another headline today to say William may have a new job. Yeah, a part-time job.
Yeah, and the completely other end of the spectrum. Prince William has sparked a TV stampede for him to be the new football pundit. Now, this came after he gave some brilliant analysis of his beloved Aston Villa when they were playing the Champions League game against Paris Saint-Germain. He ended up talking to Rio Ferdinand and Ali McCoy. So they were sort of, I don't think they expected to have this conversation with him, but it was a brilliant conversation. He was talking tactics. He spoke to them quite a long time, and that went viral. It was on TNT Sports. Millions of people have been watching it online, and now apparently there is a scramble to get him back on the box as an official football pundit. Amazon Prime, BBC, everyone wants him.
Well, you can imagine. I'm assuming he might be a bit too busy for it. However, we do know that football is a huge passion of his, and like even a future king needs a pastime. You need something.
And I love it, and it's really grounding, isn't it? I mean, he's met Frank before.
Frank. They've done a couple of charity things together, and oh my goodness, look at that. That's a few years ago. Yes, Frank was just saying he's a genuine fan.
Yeah.
Like he really cares, and I know he's spoken before about superstitions and things and how he deals with the big match coming up, and he gets very superstitious. So yeah, I mean, why not?
Apparently, word on the street is that he's 100% up for doing it again, so maybe Frank can have a word with us.
Absolutely.
Maybe come here and
Come to Coventry, have a word with Frank up there, that's no problem. You would start a football chat today, and that's what we do in our free.
Anyway, that nonsense enough. So yeah, of course she had to be shady about talking about, I mean, she's not wrong. Yes, Harry had to go to Ukraine, and because the British press don't know how to keep things quiet because they're all scrambling to get front page. If anybody in the press had found out, we all know that whole trip would have been compromised. It wasn't like the shit show that was that embarrassing Estonia visit that William had. Well, I'm glad. I noticed how nobody has said anything about that, but that's neither here nor there. No soft power. Anyway, I think it's very interesting that she was still deciding to be shady, that Harry did it because he was looking for a good press. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that the British media are still very salty and pressed that they didn't know that Harry was going to Ukraine. These people are ridiculous. But yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys. Harry continues to do good in the world. Meghan continues to kill it in the business front. I've heard some whispers that she continues to climb on the charts. Next episode is coming up next week. I'm very excited. And yeah, it's honestly, I have to say, my general view of the Sussex world, things are looking very good. Notice how that Sophie Chandoka shit show has gone quiet. I think once they realized that this was just a waste of time, nobody is believing her. She's shady. As they do, they're always trying different things to try and ruin this couple. When none of it works, they suddenly pretend that they don't know what's happened. It's no longer a headline grabber because what they were hoping to achieve with it did not work. Ridiculous people. Anyway, please let me know your thoughts. Please leave me your comments in the chat. Love you guys. Always love all the support. I love you guys so much. Thank you. I feel like I'm talking to my friends. Thank you for listening to me. Hopefully the things I say are useful and are adding value to you and helping you in some way. And yeah, please continue to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. And I'll catch you guys later. Take care.